Hi, my name is Wilito, Phytoscience Power Team founder. Today is on the 23rd of July 2017. I'm so excited today because we are launching our latest product called Crystal Cell, right, in Bangi Hotel, together with all my partners around the world from Nepal, from Pakistan, Tanzania, Indonesia, and the rest of other countries, right? So it's so amazing. It's more than 800 people right now live in Bangi Hotel. So you must try, be part of Power Team. We are the TrendMaker. Pakistan, we are the TrendMaker. Power Team Tanzania, we are the TrendMaker.
Crystal Cell,
We are the TrendMaker.
who are we? We are the Today is a very special day for phytoscience. We are going to introduce to you a very wonderful product, Crystal Cell. 3, 2, 1.
Crystal Cell, we are the TrendMaker.
Phytoscience, together we build the trend. Phytoscience, together we build the empire. Phytoscience, we are the trend maker. Thank you.
Power Team people.
really hot, but
to fight to him. Business online 100% terbaik di Malaysia. Kita pastikan vital sign cemerlang di mata dunia.
It's a great pleasure for me and I come back every time we have such an event.
Together, we build the trend. Together, we build the empire vital sign in the world. Sebaik-baik manusia adalah manusia yang memberi manfaat kepada orang lain.
Not only you can be rich, you will help others to become rich, to become a millionaire. That's what makes the difference between Vital Sign and the rest of other companies. Let us bergabung orang sama-sama sekali. You know what? Next year will be a good year, 2016. We will have a very good year. We will create more and more millionaires.
Terus dengan benda baik yang kita buat. Apa yang kita buat hari ini adalah untuk lihat orang lain berjaya. Untuk ubah hidup orang lain supaya berjaya sama-sama dengan kita. Terus fokus dalam Vital Sign supaya next month, next year, anda boleh menjadi jutawan dalam Vital Sign. Anda mesti ubah cara pemikiran anda dan anda kena ubah attitude diri anda. Apa yang perlu ada dalam diri anda, seberapa kuat diri anda untuk mampu bertahan dalam industri ini, itu adalah punca segala-galanya untuk anda berjaya dalam industri network marketing.
Difference between the achievers and the non-achievers is only one thing. Because the achievers they know what to do exactly in this industry. But the non-achievers, they are struggling to find out the answer. That's it. So, இந்த இடத்துக்கு நான் வர்றதுக்கு, of course, trust me, நீங்க நினைக்கிற மாதிரிலாம் அதெல்லாம் ரொம்ப கஷ்டமான விஷயமே கிடைக்காதுங்க. It's just matter of time. சரியான இடத்த நீங்க சரியான வாய்ப்பு உங்க கையில வந்து கிடைக்கிறப்ப நீங்க சரியான விஷயத்தை நீங்க செஞ்சீங்க அப்படின்னா trust me, இதெல்லாம் ரொம்ப கஷ்டமே கிடையாது.
Kejayaan yang sebenar itu adalah memperbaiki diri kita sehingga ke tahap yang tertinggi. Cara tutur kata kita, berniaga dalam kejujuran, honestly, sincere.
So in Phytoscience, we have the very good platform, very good product, the best business ever.
Walaupun saya wanita di sini, tiada apa yang menghalang, hanya kekuatan kita sahaja.
Hi, my name is Wilito, Phytoscience Power Team founder. Today is on the 25th of April 2018. You know what? Today is my 4th year anniversary with Phytoscience. And today you can see the building is where it started on the 6th September 2012, which is just 5.5 years company, right? After 2 years later, that's where we are expanded to our own Wisma Phytoscience located at Bandar Baru, Bangi. During that time, before I joined Phytoscience, I was having a financial crisis. I was owing credit cards and also personal loans and a lot of debts. Nearly sold off my car, which was BMW, and even my house, right? To that extent, it was a very serious and financial crisis that I was facing. And it was fortunate that an opportunity came into my life, the fifth person, and opened up my mindset that look into Phytoscience. That's where I joined Phytoscience on the 25th April 2014. After that has totally changed my life. Phytoscience started 2012 at Megan Salat, Desa Petaling. We just rented the shop lot. And after 2 years later, we expanded our own building located at Bandar Baru, Bangi. It cost $4 million fully paid. Let me share with you. Founder of Phytoscience, Tan Sri Dato Sri Lai Teck Peng, who has 28 years of network marketing experience, and co-founder Puan Sri Datin Sri Ella Tan. Phytoscience collaborated with Nobel Biochemistry all the way from Switzerland, invented by a renowned scientist, Dr. Fred Zulli. We just launched a new product called Crystal Cell. It's to enhance your immune systems, make you healthy, and make you younger. We have Snowfield to help you to detox. We have Slim product and skincare products. Phytoscience started from Malaysia. Within a very short time period, we expanded more than 34 countries. We've been awarded by Nobel Biochemistry by Dr. Fred Zulli. We are the largest user in Asia, 20134, and we are the largest user stem cell in the world, 2015 and 2016 by Dr. Fred Zulli from Nobel Biochemistry. Phytoscience been awarded the Golden Award for Quality and Business Prestige from Switzerland and France. After 13 months, thank you Phytoscience, I've achieved a dream car, Ferrari F458, right? How I achieved my dream car in 13 months? First of all, daily activities. Every day keep on meeting people, non-stop, every day, Monday to Sunday, right? And every 2 months, we create an event create belief system. And by the way, provide a training program, right? That's where we achieve within a very short time period. So thank you Phytoscience and all the Power Team business partners, right? We are the TrendMaker. I would like to share about my achievement in Phytoscience. Within the first 13 months, I've achieved a Ferrari F458, and right now, total 4 years, which I achieved a Rolls-Royce Wraith, which is a 2-door sports. I would like to share with you the tips of success in network marketing. Network marketing is the power of leveraging. The first year, what I did in PhytoSign, I did daily activities, and second, create events. Events create belief systems and provide training systems. And keep on duplicating the same system. My total for the last 4 years, my personal direct sponsor only 78 people, and right now expanded over 190,000 members in 23 countries. The beauty part is I'm getting daily income. You know what? The second part is we live with legacy. Anything happens to me, I will pass down to my wife. My wife will pass down to the next generation, which is my kids. We live with legacy. Hi, whoever watching and pass this video to you, please refer back to the person. If I can do, you can do. See you at the top.
Okay, welcome ladies and gentlemen, TrendMakers from the Power Ego team. Yeah, we welcome you, the Ego family. It is yet another wonderful Wednesday today, the 3rd of March 2021, and we are now 3 months into the new year. I want to welcome each one of you that has joined in already. I can see we have our numbers at 34. Yeah, before we start, we need to make at least 70 people. So let's take some screenshots of ourselves attending the Zoom session tonight, and let's share with so many other people out there. We are going to have a great talk by one of the lead doctors that we have on the continent, and many other presenters that will be sharing with us tonight. So please alert people, let them get onto their machines, let them gather their laptops, if they have many, if they have one, let them find it, and if it is a smartphone, let them utilize it. So whoever is in here, please take a quick photo, take a screenshot and share with somebody, share with your chat room, family chat room, share with your PhytoScience chat room, share with any other chat room that you have on the social media or in your WhatsApp, and then we get started with them as well. Yeah, otherwise I want to welcome you in a very special way. Once again, I can see our speakers are already in-house, and soon we'll start in about 5 more minutes. So let's give it that time, and then we make sure that all our colleagues are in place with us. Thank you. I hope you are enjoying the videos before we get started formally. Yeah, thank you.
Stem cell science takes a giant...
Now scientists are finding a new source for those stem cells.
Stem cell research is making major gains.
Stem cells are unlike any other kind of cell.
One of the most important innovations that
Research has the potential to revolutionize medicine.
You've heard the buzz about stem cells. Many scientists see this research as the most exciting breakthrough in this century. Why the excitement? Stem cells act as a repair system for the body, creating the renewal and regeneration of cells. For those with injuries or debilitating disease, stem cells offer new hope. For those of us wanting to live healthy lives, our chances for a long and youthful life have dramatically increased. How can stem cells help? When you become injured or diseased, the injured tissues secrete enzymes to attract stem cells to the damaged areas. The injury may be as simple as a bruise or as serious as a brain concussion. Upon arrival, stem cells infiltrate the injured tissue and change into healthy cells of that tissue. They also release trophic factors that assist in healing. Many of these injuries are associated with the signs and symptoms of aging. Stem cells form the natural repair and renewal system for the body at the cellular level. Throughout your life, your bone marrow and other tissues produce billions of stem cells. When young, you produce a large number of stem cells. After age 25, the amount your body produces steadily declines. It's a fact. The older you are, the fewer stem cells you have for repair. Studies show the more stem cells you have, the more effective is your ability to repair injuries and reduce the intensity of some health challenges.
We are proud to present to you a wonderful product, Crystal Cell. Crystal Cell is a unique product developed by a team of scientists in the USA and Switzerland to enhance our health and wellness. Crystal Cell has been tested in terms of its potency and purity. This ensures its complete and balanced formulas for radiant skin and overall health. The essence of the goodness of Crystal Cell is pigmentation control and skin lightening effect, prevents premature aging, helps in wound healing, body rejuvenation. Crystal Cell has two core components that contribute to its properties of pigmentation control and skin lightening effect, phytoin and phytofluin. These colorless carothenoids have outstanding photoprotection capacity. By consuming Crystal Cell, our body can attain such protection. Phytoin and phytofluin have the ability to absorb light within the UVA and UVB spectrum, and this has the effect of blocking harmful free radicals from the UV rays. In the absence of the damaging factors and the presence of free radicals in our body system, the human aging process is delayed tremendously. Phytoin and phytofluin are also able to exhibit anti-inflammatory properties against wounds, thus speeding up wound healing and the restoration of acne scars. It has also been proven that it can increase the protection of DNA strands in skin cells against damage. And this has the effect of blocking harmful free radicals from the UV rays. In the absence of the damaging factors and the presence of free radicals in our body system, the human aging process is delayed tremendously. Phytoin and phytofluin are also able to exhibit anti-inflammatory properties against wounds, thus speeding up wound healing and the restoration of acne scars. It has also been proven that it can increase the protection of DNA strands in skin cells against damage caused by the harmful environment outside. Crystal Cell enables our skin to form new skin tissues, thus speeding up the process of skin renewal. Crystal Cell is a breakthrough product developed without the presence of drugs or creams and have the following magical effects. It provides efficient whitening activity from within, promotes skin health, suitable for vegetarians, unique patented ingredient developed in the USA. Only once a day is sufficient for the radiant youthful skin you desire. The origin of stem cells, Crystal Cell. Crystal Cell is the brainchild of Dr. Fried Zuli from Switzerland and Dr. Jonathan Hull from the USA.
Everywhere we go, we are the TrendMaker. We're building the empire, by the sides and reaching
reaching lives all over the world. We are the TrendMaker. Everywhere we go, we are the TrendMaker. We're building the empire, vital signs and reaching lives all over the world. Putting a smile on someone's face is a breeze when you feel great. When you're healthy, it shows a natural glow wherever you go. All over the world, we are the TrendMaker. Everywhere we go, we are the TrendMaker. We're building the empire, vital signs and reaching lives all over the world. We are the TrendMaker. Everywhere we go, we are the TrendMaker. We're building the empire, vital signs and reaching lives all over the world. We are the TrendMakers all over the world. Okay, we are the TrendMakers, and that is all over the world, impacting lives and putting a smile on somebody's face out there. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, you are most welcome, TrendMakers, the entire Trend family. I would like to appreciate and recognize the presence of our country leaders. Madam Princess from Zimbabwe, you're most welcome. Happy to see you tonight. I see Edwin Kalunga, our Trend ambassador to Zambia, which just launched 2 days ago. You are most welcome, Trend ambassador Edwin. I welcome our leader from Tanzania, Trend ambassador Hamim. I would like to take the opportunity to welcome our Trend ambassador to South Africa, none other than Annie. You're most welcome, and we are happy to see you. I see you are glittering for the night, and we expect a lot of gifts from you, just like the previous session we had last week. So I'm sure we are not draining your safe, you know. So yes, I would also like to, in a special way, recognize the presence of our leader in Kenya, Dr. Alexa. You're most welcome. I would like to recognize the presence of Esther Nangalo, Trend ambassador to Namibia. Same applies to our leader from Botswana. You're most welcome, and happy to see you always. I'm sure there must be many other leaders that have joined in, like, is it Mauto? Yeah, our Trend ambassador to UK, Ruth Mauto. She must be in the house or almost in the house. I would like to welcome you together with your UK team and the entire team that is in Europe. Yeah, so we are the Eagles, we are family, and I'm sure we are beginning to learn how the ego operates. Yeah, the ego operates through all seasons. It also operates through all seasons. It goes through pain, but knowing that there is a lot of relief and a lot of strength that comes thereafter. Yeah, so there is always hope at the end of the tunnel, and that is it. That's why we have to commit some time. That's why we have to sacrifice time to be here, not because we have the time to waste, but because we believe in what is coming thereafter. So I want to congratulate you from your respective countries, even those who are outside Africa, in the US, Switzerland. We are aware that you're on this Zoom call, India. We could be having some people from Australia, from the Seychelles, from Zanzibar. You are most welcome. In addition, we have Somalia, Ethiopia, that has also joined in. We also have some people from DR Congo, that is the Democratic Republic of Congo. We welcome you as well. So my name is Martin Ahaisiwe. I use Retire Successful as my brand name. And yeah, I happen to be stationed in Uganda, right in our phytoscience office. It is night time now in Uganda, almost 8 o'clock, and we have a curfew that will start soon. But I'm glad that this gentleman you see over here and the doctor that has already arrived, you can see him, is already with us. We have just been joined by one of our trend leaders, Herbert, who has just arrived about 500 kilometers all the way from his area of operation up country. So I welcome you too. Yeah, so just about now, we will hear from one of our special guests of the night. I don't know how many members we are. We have just clocked 50, yeah? If we can all make sure that we invite 2 more people to join in into this call, this Zoom, the existing members in your team or your team leaders, I trust that each one of us has at least 2 focused leaders in their team. If you could invite those 2 focused leaders in your team, that means we would end this Zoom at the figure of not less than 150. So Dr. Mugisha is a very powerful gentleman here. He's very knowledgeable. He's a key researcher. He's a lecturer. He's a person who has delivered doctors to the country, not only Uganda, but to many other nations as well. We have seen many people leave Uganda to help others in other countries. So he's a lead lecturer in medicine in Uganda. He also holds a PhD in nutrition. He's got a master's in nutrition as well. He's a man of books. He's a man of research. And he's a man that is really committed to helping everybody for as long as it is in the line of health. So he has delivered to us before, and I requested him to come back this week so that we try to exhaust what he has in his mind, but I'm sure we cannot exhaust it completely. But at least we can learn something every time he speaks to us and, relate it to our day-to-day lifestyle. So for better, not for worse. Yeah, so I'm going to give him an opportunity. He will speak to us for about 30 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes. Which is not paid for, but we can only reward him if we go out there and impact another life, a person that we love, with the knowledge that he will have shared, So let's get our notebooks ready. For those who have some notebooks, I would like to mention to you that this is not going to be specifically on stem cell, but it is going to be general knowledge in regard to COVID-19, what it is, how you can handle it, how you can prevent it, and how you can actually overcome COVID-19 if you have such a case in your family. And we do mention that this is not courtesy of Phytoscience, but courtesy of our own undertaking and innovation to make sure that our Phyto family, our people, gets to receive this message of awareness so that we don't lose them. In the name of ignorance, yeah. So we don't want to lose any trend maker. We don't want to lose your loved ones. We don't want to see your families, go struggling because you have a case somewhere. You should be able to advise on a remedy that can quickly be utilized, at least in form of first aid, before, as you look out for a better person or trained person to handle such a case. So I'm sure in South Africa, COVID-19 is at the top. In Zimbabwe, I'm quite sure that they are still under lockdown. Same applies to Zambia, because even at our launch in Zambia, I could see just a few people in the hall, due to limitations by government. We are also still under semi kind of lockdown, with a few businesses not operating in Uganda, like the bars and the nightclubs, but the rest is business out there normal. So we keep watching over one another in terms of safety against COVID-19. Yeah, so we have taken 30 minutes to arrive to this particular moment, majorly because we had a small number that had already reported. So we will eat into our own time as presenters, those who are going to be sharing tonight. It's going to be quite some short time. So without wasting any further minute, allow me welcome none other than Dr. Charles Mugisha to share with us tonight. Thank you so much, and you're most welcome.
Thank you very much, my colleague and host, Martin. I want to greet everybody that is on the screen and is viewing us. Good evening, everybody. Tonight, we are going to touch on a topic that I think is relevant to everybody. But before I begin our interaction, our discussion, because this is not going to be a formal lecture, I want to say that I'm a student, I'm a researcher in viral pandemics, viruses, Ebola, Marburg, HIV, and AIDS. My current PhD work is actually on HIV and AIDS, and I've been using a lot of natural medicine in this area.
Good evening, Doc.
And I have also written a book on Ebola, What Went Wrong.
Evening, Doc.
You can access a copy from Martin.
Evening, Doc.
I have
Doc
a
Mugisa.
manuscript, a 160-page manuscript on COVID-19.
Dr.
And soon,
Mugisa.
I think in a month's time, the book should be out. I am interested in viral diseases because they present unique challenges to us, the medical fraternity, and therefore we should throw the little light that we know about this problem. Now, the word corona comes from Greek and it means halo. You see that shadow around the sun. Also, the Latin have the word corona and it talks about the crown. Those of you who are Christians, remember that our Lord Jesus, when he was being hanged, he had a thorny crown on his head, and those thorns caused him to bleed. I want to agree that this is really what COVID does to us. COVID is honey, is thorny, and it really causes us to bleed, and it causes us death. This is not a new virus, the coronavirus. We have had coronaviruses before, about 7 species, their participants. The flu virus, the coryza virus, belongs to the corona. The influenza virus, the same.
Excuse me, just an interruption. Sorry, doctor, we do apologize. I have just been notified that we need this recorded for the benefit of those who are not with us right now. So allow me make one of my technical experts a co-host so that they can go ahead and work on that phase. Then we can you can resume. Yeah. So just allow me a moment to do that. You know, Martin is a quantity surveyor, so when it comes to things to do with the computers and all that, and sharing live and things of the sort, I seek assistance from the experts in the line. So so let me, at least for the stem cell, I can train doctors on stem cell, but when it comes to the computers and live Facebooking and all that, it is another story. Yeah, so somebody has to become a host and then they make me a co-host. Okay, so
Leader Martin.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, so we have just discovered that we need to try out this as we move along. So we will let the doctor continue his message, delivering the message, as we also try to take care of those who are on Facebook. A few people are live on Facebook and really wanted to tap into this knowledge. So we'll keep trying. If we fail, then I will avail the recording after the session. Yeah, so doctor, you can unmute and continue with your talk.
Thank you very much, Martin, once again. Dear participants, dear viewers, my name is Amugisha Charles. I'm a medical doctor and a researcher. My current PhD program is in viral pandemics. I'm interested in viruses because they present a unique challenge to us in the health sector in terms of management. My PhD work that is to get finished is on HIV and AIDS, and I studied about a decade ago. And we're using natural medicine principles from that to write my book on Ebola, what went in West Africa. All of you know very well, 2013 to 2016, for almost 2.5 years in the countries of Guinea, Sierra Leone, where almost 11,300 people, Africans, perished to the Ebola pandemic. Now here comes coronavirus, which is even far worse in terms of statistics on the African continent. South Africa alone has lost more than 11,000 people just in the span of a year or so. More than what you can see, we are dealing with a virus that is extremely lethal, very virulent, and we need to pay attention to it. Quite interesting, dear participants, is that the coronavirus is not new to us in the field of science. The common cold, the coryza, is a family member of the coronaviruses. If you look at the Middle East respiratory syndrome, a virus that has disturbed the Middle East, especially with its epicenter in Saudi Arabia, this virus has been with those Arabs for almost 8, 10, 9 years. We have known MERS, Middle East respiratory syndrome, in the Middle East in Saudi Arabia since 2012. You remember we had SARS, the severe acute respiratory syndrome, in 2020. I think there was also another skirmish in 2009. To my surprise, we should have built on that knowledge to contain this more lethal enemy very fast. But to the contrary, it has caused us a lot of trouble. It is the viral disease that I know of that has caused a global lockdown and the associated devastating consequences that have almost forced us to adopt a new world order. And I'm telling you the truth, the 7.6 billion people are not prepared for a new world order. And therefore, we must use all the means available to eliminate COVID as quickly as possible. And already you can see the impact it has caused economy in terms of transportation, in terms of education, in terms of health, in terms of industry. I'm telling you the truth, COVID-19 is a wake-up call for all of us to fight it back to zero and return to our way of life. COVID-19
Okay, we have a technical challenge at Dr. Mugisha's side as they try to help him with the issue. Perhaps I would like to mention this. The first time I interfaced with a case of COVID-19 was actually a renowned network marketeer, a lady who is also a lawyer based in the UK. The time Europe was, under too much tension because of the COVID-19. I remember at that time, hospitals were filled to capacity, and one had to take a decision of whether to manage the COVID-19 from home or accept being admitted in hospital and suffer the consequences of being, in hospital. Because at that time, the hospital medics were only attending to very serious cases. Yeah, so it was not easy for the family to decide to keep their mother home. This is a lady who has been in the UK, living in the UK for over 15 years, I believe. And when she notified me of the case, she knew Martin was so much into nutrition and promoting things that were really very effective. So she knew about our stem cell, and I found a message from her through the husband. So I tasked our colleagues in Malaysia to ship 3 packets of stem cell to the UK together with a packet of Snowfield and Actuoplus then. That was, I think April or May 2020. April or May 2020. I remember sharing that testimony on the international Zoom for the few who tapped into it, who were already with us. This woman did not step in any hospital in the UK. She only used the stem cell, our phytoscience stem cell. That's the crystal cell. She used the Snowfield. She used the Actuoplus. She used another thing called black seed oil. That is not from phytoscience, but I remember her mentioning the black seed oil, and that was on the advice of a lead doctor from the Netherlands, yeah, to the family. And the other thing was Panadol that she mentioned to me. Panadol is more or less like paracetamol. She used that as well, and that's how they managed the case at home. Eventually, the husband also fell a victim, but was helped by the same. Yeah, so the lady had to be put to isolation within the home, and at that time the COVID-19 was so strong, it was so serious, in that when you watch through her video, there's a lot. Maybe in the meantime I can play for you that video. I won't play it all because she goes through a lot of background. Basically, she shot the video at the time when there was not even, I think, a single video on the internet regarding feedback from a COVID-19 victim. So she shot the video in the name of trying to impact others world over, to show them that, look, this thing could be handled in such and such a way. So I'm going to play it briefly where she talked about phytoscience and Martin and like that, and using the product. That was towards the end. Then later on, maybe I can avail the full video on the internet through our YouTube channel, but it's also available through her own. Yeah, as they try to help Dr. Mugisha have the issue sorted of the connection. Yeah, so just allow me play this, much as I was not supposed to play it at this moment, but perhaps it will share, it will send out a good message to somebody out there. Yeah, so let me share it, and we see what the lady had to say. She even shed tears, during that the sharing in that video, and it was serious. Yeah, so I'll just share.
Themselves. That's the only way they can try to control the spread to doctors and nurses who are dying left, right, and center. And so please, I appeal to you to stay home. Don't take this thing like it's a joke. The city is packed full of people. My friend went to town yesterday to grab some shopping for us, and she said there's even a traffic jam in the city. People, even more, when things don't work, we all are like that. We turn to God and cry to God more. Like when things are not working, we turn to our parents and literally want parental soothing. It's the same. So when I felt like I was against the wall and nothing was working, I shut down the gates and I sat down with my God. And I picked up various scriptures that talk to me about life and the promises God says on my life. And I just started speaking them and just saying, if you're still in the business of doing miracles, now's the time to show me that you really do exist, because I'm starting to think because I've been calling you for days and I'm not feeling too good, Daddy. So, Daddy, I am your child, because I lost my dad when I was 4. So I was like, you're my daddy. You've been my daddy. It's time to show me that you really, really are there, because I'm beginning to think you have literally abandoned me. So prayer, whatever you believe in, seek that higher power to come into your life and help you, because you can't fight this battle on your own. It is a hard one. You have authority to speak to this situation. Whether you believe in God or not, you have authority to speak to the situation, to command angels or ministering spirits to come and serve you to get better, to definitely do whatever your body needs to do, to command your body to wake up and throw out the enemy within. In addition to prayer, ask your family to pray for you, because hey ho, they are your family, and if you're gone, they'll have a hole, they'll have a gap. Believe in prayer. Believe in calling on your God. Speak scriptures to your God, to your body. Command your body. Decree and declare health. Every morning now, I decree and declare that my home, my house, my family is a no-fly zone to the enemy, to the devil, to Corona and all their principalities. It's a no-fly zone. They're not welcome. They're never welcome until Christ comes back. And so it is. Amen. You can believe that. You can believe what you want. That's my belief. I'm sharing with you my belief, my actions, and what I did. Okay? Whatever you believe in, Psalms 82 verse 6 tells us, you are gods, because you're children of the Most High God. You are a God. So command like a God commands, because you're the child of the Most High. Your daddy is the bomb diggity. Command your body to listen to your spirit. Because when you are in a hospital and you go to hospital, you won't be able to command nothing. They'll sedate you. They'll put you under sedation and treat you, because they don't want the spread of corona on themselves. That's the only way they can try to control the spread to doctors and nurses who are dying left, right, and center. And so please, I appeal to you to stay home. Don't take this thing like it's a joke. The city is packed full of people. My friend went to town yesterday to grab some shopping for us, and she said there's even a traffic jam in the city. People don't think this thing is real. So if you want to save your friends, your auntie,
Yeah, so we are back. That video will resume. She was just about to start mentioning fight science and whatnot, and how I sent her the product. And I'll start with that version just as Dr. Mugisha finishes. I just want to make sure that we don't lose out on the information that Dr. Mugisha has for us. But she was talking about one believing in their God and praying to your God. And later on, she talked about her miracle being delivered to her through phytoscience, because it was really a miracle. Her connecting with me after so many years was indeed a miracle strategy that the Almighty God used. Yeah, so let me just take you back to Dr. Mugisha right about now, so that we don't miss out. I don't want to see people miss out on the main point, and then I'll start at the very point when the stem cell had reached her, with that video as Dr. Mugisha finishes. Yeah, so Dr. Mugisha, you are welcome back.
Dear viewers, I'm really sorry about this interruption because it's the first time, I think, Martin, it has happened, and I truly regret it. However, we had reached the point of the clinical presentation of COVID in the people, and I was talking about COVID presentation in the children. I said it affects many systems of the body in a child, and normally we refer to this syndrome as pediatric inflammatory multisystem disease. To a lay person, what does this mean? This child will present to you as a person, as a clinician, with a headache, with a fever, with muscle pains, joint pains. This patient has a cough. Initially, it may be dry, but with the time, it may be productive. Special to children is that they tend to present with a rash, an abdominal rash, and that is more prevalent in children than in adults. So that's the pediatric inflammatory multisystem disease of COVID that we see in children. In adolescents, in adults, we tend to see them presenting with more or less the same symptoms as in children. They present with a fever, a headache, they have a cough, they have muscle pains, myalgia, they have joint pains, they may have diarrhea and vomiting. And a very powerful differential or some disease that you must rule out before you think of COVID as a clinician is malaria, typhoid, enteric fever, or brucellosis. In fact, in our clinical practice here, whenever somebody presents with those symptoms, we normally run tests for the three sister diseases: malaria, typhoid, and brucellosis. And in my country, I think Ministry of Health has been running a parallel program with the COVID program of malaria sensitization, malaria prevention, malaria awareness. I think in this country, I think about 250,000 get a malaria episode die. That is unacceptable, dear participants, that in Africa, in the third millennium, while the Americans have just landed on Mars just a couple of months ago, a couple of weeks ago, the African is still struggling to eliminate cholera, typhoid, brucella, malaria, and the like. I think it is high time we get overboard. So that's the clinical presentation of this syndrome. How do you diagnose it? We have several ways of doing it. You can look at somebody's mucus from the nose or from the mouth, at the back, at the pharynx. And now we have got very rapid diagnostic tests like the DNA nude chips. Within just a matter of hours, or even minutes actually, you are able to tell the diagnosis. And now they make it even home friendly. You don't have to go to the hospital setup to do a COVID test. You can scrape your mouth with a kit and you can apply in a reagent. If it turns, I think, from yellow to pink, you know you are positive, and then you can go and see your doctor. So there is a privacy now in COVID diagnosis. And so it is very important that everybody does that. It's the cost that is still prohibitive. In my country, I think you paid, Martin, to the tune of 500,000 to do a COVID test. I think that is prohibitive. And this service should be available to everybody so that all of us know our COVID status, and then we can take the necessary action as quickly as possible. We have talked of the preventive strategies, and the three gold standards are using a mask, social distancing, and then there is the third. So if a mask, social distancing, and then sanitization. Thank you very much, sanitization. Let me start with sanitization. Because as doctors, as scientists, as researchers in the area, we know that the alcohol-based sanitizer actually kills corona. What I'm uncomfortable about, and forgive me the authorities in the area is that, in my view, we have put too much emphasis on external sanitization. You want to sanitize your tables, your door handles, your cell phones, everything around you, your hands, you wash your hands with sanitizer, and it stops there. But I think we should go a little further than that and sanitize the sites where actually the virus is multiplying. There are two possible sites on or in our bodies where the bacteria and the viruses first lodge and multiply. It is in the proximal part of your nose, the nose tip, just a few millimeters inside the nose. That's where actually the bacteria lodge, that's where the bacteria multiply. And I believe even in the initial stages of COVID, that's where the virus lodges and starts the multiplication. That's why it gives you the flu symptoms. You have a coryza, you have got a running nose, you are sneezing. The virus has not gone further deep into your pharynx or larynx to cause trouble. I would recommend that you take a fairly thick sanitizer. If you have got flu, please put it inside your nose, apply a little, and wait for 2 to 3 minutes. I am telling chances are that you are going to clean yourself of the coronavirus immediately. And I think that's a very important step, Martin and dear viewers, because if you can do that and eliminate the virus in the initial stages, probably will not have gone into this crisis that has made us lose many millions of our people. After the virus has settled in the proximal part of the nose, then it multiplies and goes to the pharynx. And there it starts causing trouble. The multiplication is fast. And I must mention at this juncture that viruses by nature multiply extremely fast. And in the process of multiplying very fast, they make errors. And those errors end up with different strains, and the term we use in medicine is mutation. Because they are making errors, some of the errors are very dangerous to the virus, and the virus dies off. So most of the viruses that actually multiply die off, and that is a benefit to us. But others multiply and mutate to even more lethal, more dangerous forms, and that causes trouble. And you can see that's why it is very, very difficult even to immunize, as we shall see later, against viruses, because by the time you have developed a specific vaccine for a particular virus strain, you have already got a new mutant which is not responding to your virus, or whose effectiveness is very much reduced. So characteristic of the viruses is that they can become extremely virulent, they become extremely contagious, and they become very mutant. Those are the points I want you to note about COVID and other viruses, so that in the treatment protocol, in your treatment plan, you must cater for this, that this virus, if I don't eliminate it very, very fast, it is going to mutate or change into a different form, which is even very difficult to vaccinate against, very difficult to treat, and therefore very difficult to maintain. So this is precisely what has happened with COVID, and that's why many people died. Of course, it has brought in even this new controversy of origin. Some people think this virus could have been bioengineered in a laboratory in Wuhan province, in the Virological Research Institute at Wuhan University, but I want to tell you, the Chinese would tell you that's not right. And so I don't think we should go into that. What we should be concentrating on is how to fight the virus. So sanitize of your nose. You can also sanitize as far back as the pharynx. You can actually use ordinary bathing soap. Don't use washing soap. That is too corrosive a detergent. It will damage the mucous membrane of your pharynx. But if you are to use ordinary washing soap like geisha, you put it on your finger, you make foam, you clean the entire of your oral cavity, reach the pharynx with your finger, and make sure you wash your mouth thoroughly with the bathing soap, and then wash your mouth very thoroughly with water. I am telling you, you will abort most of the corona multiplication at the back of your throat or the pharynx, and you'd have stopped the virus going down. Another technique that I have found very beneficial in terms of sanitization is to use a strong salt solution. Salt is extremely mucolytic, and you know the characteristic about coronavirus or the COVID-associated corona is that it produces a lot of thick mucus, okay? That mucus is actually what causes the physical problem. Remember, the person is producing voluminous amounts of thick mucus. This patient has got a high temperature. Chances are the mucus is going to dry up. And once it dries up, it literally blocks you. It blocks you right from the pharynx into the respiratory tree. And so you are literally blocked by thick, solid mucus. The only option you have to save a life is probably not a ventilator. I'm sorry, researchers and authorities in this area, we may differ, of course, this is research, and we are all entitled to opinion. We need to prove beyond reasonable doubt. So I think in this case, what can help a patient who is gasping for breath, for life, is not only ventilation, but also to give a mucolytic. And we have found a strong salt solution extremely important. You gargle that for 1 or 2 minutes, spit it out, or the worst, you can use a few pellets of salt. Again, use your fingers, put at the back of your phalanx, leave it alone, let it dissolve, swallow, and it will mucolate, it will liquefy, it will emulsify the mucus down your throat, and you are able to open the airway. So that is sanitization. Don't sanitize the tables, the cell phones, the hands, the doors, and stop. I think we should also sanitize the inside. Likewise, if you are to use a mask, I think we should adopt the principle of the Portuguese. The researchers in Portugal impregnate their masks with a chemical that actually kills the virus. So you don't only put on a mask as a piece of cloth. WHO also recommends a 3-layered face mask, a polythene, some cotton to absorb moisture and wet gases from inside you. So it's not just a question of having a cotton or a piece of cloth as a mask and you think it is all. No. But in Portugal, as I was saying, for them, they have gone ahead and they use a chemical to impregnate their face masks. That chemical kills the coronavirus. So if I am putting on my mask and I have got the coronavirus and I'm breathing out, then I can quickly kill the corona in my mask. So my neighbor is free from corona that I have. Likewise, if the person next to me has coronavirus and I've got my mask that is impregnated with a chemical that kills the coronavirus, then I am safe. Now, we don't have those masks on the market yet. And I think if we had them, probably, and everybody was using them at the same time, chances are we would actually eliminate this COVID globally within a month or more. Corona would be no more, and we shall be a different language. So what do I recommend in the absence of that Portuguese chemical impregnated mask? You can again use our sanitizer here, the spray sanitizer, spray moderately, put on and inhale. I have done it on several occasions. It is a bit irritating, but I'm telling you, even when you have flu, try it in your countries with your people. People have got nasal congestion because of COVID or other flus. Let them spray their face mask with a bit of the sanitizer and quickly put it on for 1 or 2 minutes, inhale. That sanitizer is likely to open your airway system immediately. And what does that tell you as a clinician? That actually you are cleaning your airway system of the coronavirus. So sanitization is extremely important. We have talked about the mask, but also we have talked about social distancing. 2 to 4 meters is because the coronavirus are fairly heavy viruses. They are on air droplets, and so it does not travel very far, more than 4 meters, before it settles down. So keeping a distance of 2 to 4 meters is average distance to allow the virus to settle down before it causes trouble. Of course, we talk about cooking your food very well, meat and eggs before you eat them. Make sure somebody who is isolated for probably 14 to 34 days. Because again, what we have found unique about COVID is that it presents or it spreads in both in a symptomatic fashion as well as a symptomatic way. So if somebody has COVID and does not show signs yet, he can actually transmit the virus. That's what we call asymptomatic. You are not showing the signs, but you have the COVID virus and you can pass it on to others. And I think a quite sizable number, about 40% of the COVID transmission is through this way. And the people now come to believe that we have been with the COVID virus much longer than December 2019 or even January 2020, when the whole thing burst out in Wuhan, Hubei province, and it was a catastrophe. People actually traced COVID to the Spanish waters in Barcelona in March of 2019. So COVID or SARS-CoV-2 could have been with us much earlier. We could have traveled in the planes, in the train transportation system, and spread it around the world. By the time the incubation period was over, because the virus can travel around the globe almost at the same time, and the incubation period is more or less the same. By the time it bursts, the whole planet is engulfed in a catastrophe, a crisis unimaginable. And I think that's what happened with COVID. So a symptomatic presentation is peculiar to COVID. Symptomatic presentation is quite easy to detect and you can fight it. That is why even Ebola in West Africa, which largely presents symptomatically, was able to be contained, of course, with the powers of the United States and other people. Of course, a global pandemic, a global crisis needs a global response. And I think that is the unanimous decision of WHO, of the United Nations, that we must all come together and fight that disease. The rest, I don't want to go in because I don't want to bother you. You're not students of medicine. Probably what we should go to now is the treatment or the management of COVID, because everybody, I'm sure, wants this crisis to be over so that we can go back to our ways of life. And I remember very vividly what the Director General of World Health Organization said. He made a very quick, abrupt statement on CGTN, that's the China Global Television Network, but I don't think many people, researchers, scientists, even world leaders, quote this very important statement. Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, the Director General of WHO, at one point remarked that there is no single bullet solution for COVID, and probably there will never be. I want to thank the Director General because I think this was a very important hallmark statement in the management of COVID. You cannot have a single approach in my view to the management of COVID. And dear participants, I have successfully treated cases of COVID in my country, the mild, the moderate, those that are severe on ventilation from the Mulago National Referral Hospital. Colleagues approached me, and some of the patients actually, we got them out of Mulago because they were not going to accept my protocol based on herbal medication. We took them to another medical center. I gave them my protocols, and within 2 to 3 weeks, they were declared free and discharged. So I'm talking with that bit of confidence on the screen to you because it has worked for me. I have the practical experience. So Dr. Tedros has reminded us that you cannot have a single silver approach to COVID management. And I absolutely agree with the doctor. You must have a multi-pronged approach. And what does this involve? It involves one using the anti-COVID medication, antiviral agents. Now we must kill the virus. I think that makes a lot of sense. And researchers, scientists in this area, of course, borrowing our experiences and principles from other viral pandemics. I have talked about HIV and AIDS. HIV and AIDS has been with us for 40 years. And everybody rushed into the vaccine. We didn't get the vaccine. HIV was causing us trouble. We came with the antiretrovirals, and probably we didn't have the right protocol. Some of the researchers were using a single class combination, and HIV has been with us for 40 years. It has caused untold suffering. I don't think we should allow the same with COVID. So we have antiviral agents for COVID. And one of them is remdesivir. Remdesivir is actually an antiviral agent. It has been found effective in killing the coronavirus, the COVID virus. But initially, remdesivir was not made for corona. It was actually made for Ebola, to fight Ebola. But we know that there is cross-reaction, and so we are going remdesivir from Ebola treatment management to COVID management. Just like we are also refocusing some of the HIV drugs. I think we've got about 6 HIV protocols that are now being repurposed to fight COVID-19 virus. In South Africa, I see my colleague Annie from South Africa, Sibia. I think at the University of KwaZulu-Natal, do research there. People are trying to look at the use of ivermectin. Ivermectin is a drug that we are using either for river blindness to do the clinical trials in fighting COVID. Now, we have to be a bit cautious. I'm a bit cautious when people talk about ivermectin, because even in the treatment of river blindness with ivermectin, we tend to reserve it into the last stage because of the toxicity. So I think you can go to KwaZulu-Natal and discuss with them about the rational use of ivermectin in the treatment of COVID-19. You've had the controversies with hydroxychloroquine. Initially, when the product Proquanil came on board, people thought, yes, we have got a breakthrough, and people started consuming tons and tons of hydroxychloroquine. India was making huge tons. His Excellency President Donald John Trump, I remember he was even showing us on television a packet of Proquanil, and he convinced us that it works and that he himself was taking it for his prevention. Unfortunately, in October of 2020, His Excellency took ill with COVID, and I'm sure he was several with hydroxychloroquine. So Tunisia, France, and many other centers did rigorous scientific studies to show you that hydroxychloroquine actually is not beneficial. If anything, hydroxychloroquine is extremely dangerous to your internal organs like the heart, like the kidneys, like the liver. The moment you damage those organs, you damage the lungs, you have damaged the heart. The moment you damage the kidneys, you have damaged the elimination system. You damage the kidney, you are going to die of overwhelming toxemia and acidosis. And we know toxemia is the enemy within, acidosis is the worst enemy within. Have a combination, you cannot survive. It's not surprising that because toxemia and acidosis with poor microcirculation, and therefore poor oxygen delivery at the peripheral tissue that we end up with multiple organ damage in COVID. It's not surprising. It is a syndrome, but we know the origin. And that is why in the monitoring of patients with COVID, you normally put an oximeter on the patient. Reason, you want to monitor oxygen levels in the patient. The lower the oxygen levels, the worse the prognosis for that patient. Reason, COVID principally affects the respiratory tree. It causes pulmonary fibrosis, and therefore the gas exchanges are disturbed. So even the chances are, even if you put that patient on a ventilator, the system is not ready to accept the oxygen. Chances are you not deliver it in the blood to go and save your organ. So antiviral agents we have seen, hydroxychloroquine, remdesivir. We also have another antiviral agent, anti-hemorrhagic fever agent called benzoic acid. We have it in this country, but it's a combination with another product called Epidemi Extra, as well as Astragalus membranaceus. These are very powerful herbs that once work together with benzoic acid, not only do we kill the virus because of the benzoic acid, which is anti-hemorrhagic, but also we check the excessive inflammation. We also check the excessive oxidative stress. Remember, it is the excessive inflammation. We call it inflammatory cytokine response, pro-inflammatory cytokine response. These patients are going through what we call a cytokine storm. You are producing a lot of factors, interleukin-1, interleukin-2, and in the quest to protect the individual, they end up destroying the individual. So you need to calm down that inflammatory response. That's why in centers abroad, like at Boston University, in Massachusetts, at Harvard, in UK, researchers initially in COVID have used synthetic dexamethasone because it is an anti-inflammatory. But I would advise, because I strongly believe in nature, we have natural dexamethasone in a product called Hapego, Hapagophytum procumbens. We have it in my country, Princess from Zambia, Zimbabwe rather. Hapagophytum procumbens not only has anti-COVID medication, but it also has natural dexamethasone. It is anti-inflammatory, it is antioxidant. So we have got a holistic approach. Instead of giving you dexamethasone when you are on oxygen or you are even on a ventilator at a critical stage, and by the way, they tell you even the associated improvement is just a very small percentage. So I would want people to start using our natural medication that have got antiviral agents, that have got anti-inflammatory factors, and that way we can handle the crisis. So that's as far as the antiviral agents are concerned, and I'm sure there are many more that are being tried globally. What we have, in nature, different from the orthodox researcher, is what we call the viral encapsulators. Now, we have quite many on the market, but the most important are the Ganoderma series and the polypeptides. And I'm not going to mention specific places where you can obtain them, but you can go on your Google and look at the Ganoderma, the polysaccharides, and the polypeptides. What is unique about these natural products is that they encapsulate the virus. And I think that would be a breakthrough for us in terms of viral mutation. Because when you come up with a vaccine, like now they have come up with several vaccines. You have got the AstraZeneca from Johnson & Johnson, the giant pharmaceutical company. And I think now it is the most dominant. FDA has given it approval. Everybody I can see is shipping in AstraZeneca vaccine, Johnson & Johnson, all right? But remember, even the AstraZeneca vaccine has an inherent efficacy of 66%. It's not 80%. So I will give you the vaccine. Its ability to challenge an immune response in you, depending on your initial nutritional state. Immune status may even be low, but we know that the moment you get a mutant virus and you get your AstraZeneca vaccine, Johnson & Johnson, chances are you can reduce the efficacy, and therefore you are still liable to getting the infection. And we saw this ably demonstrated in the United Kingdom. They got a mutant, E484K. It started in Kent. It went to Southeast England in December 2020. And by January 2021, 1 out of 50 individuals in England had COVID, and it forced the top officials of the UK to announce a strict lockdown for England. And I watched recently His Excellency Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister, laying out his 4-step plan, how they can start reducing the lockdown, the social restrictions that should finally end in June, on June 21st. But the point here to emphasize is that they got this mutant of COVID, and in fact, the efficacy or the effectiveness of E484K went down by 50%. So here you think you have got a vaccine, tomorrow you get a mutant virus, it has watched that one down. So a vaccine per se may not be the panacea, but with our viral encapsulators, even if you change it to whatever shape, we shall encapsulate you, we shall enclose you, we shall deny you of the oxygen, we shall deny you of the nutrients, and that way we shall kill you, and of course we shall call upon the immune system to completely ablate you out of the body. It's the same technology, the same principle, by the way, we are using for solid tumors. If you have got a sarcoma, we use what we call antivascular growth factor. It will surround your tumor, it will cut off the blood supply. The moment we cut off blood supply to a tumor, we deny you oxygen, we deny you nutrients. I'm telling you, you will see your tumor shrink to nothing within a short period of time. So viral encapsulators based on the polypeptides, in my view, are something to look for. Then we have what we call immune boosters. Immune boosters are extremely important. Remember, your body has the inherent capacity to fight any disease. All that you need to do is to be nature friendly, empower the inside of you to fight any offender, any microbe. Now, you are well aware that countries that have fought COVID very successfully are China. You remember when it broke out in Wuhan, Hubei province in January, and by March it was a catastrophe. The Chinese had to rely on traditional Chinese medicine. They did not tell us, but I want to tell you behind closed doors, the Chinese were using traditional Chinese medicine, nutritional boosters, microcirculation enhancers to deliver oxygen. They were using nano water, energized micronized water. And you remember we talked to you, it's not a question of taking water. You must take the micronized water. Because if you don't take micronized water, it will not reach inside your cell, and cellular metabolism will be disturbed, toxins will accumulate, you'll damage your DNA, and therefore you'll need your crystal cell, you'll need your double stem cell to repair the damaged cell, to repair the damaged DNA, to cause cellular rejuvenation, renewal. You know, it's a costly process. But if you can do it early enough, the better. Now, China and New Zealand, and I want you to listen carefully, are the people that got out of the COVID crisis quickly. And I must talk about the New Zealand experience, because some of the products that we're using to fight COVID very vividly actually come from Auckland. They come from a company, but for the sake of competition, I will not mention it because this is a phytoscience program. But there is a product that is based on colostrum. Colostrum plant-based stem cells. Colostrum-based stem cells. They do more or less the same work. New Zealand was the first to get out of COVID. Just recently, I think it's about a week ago, they just discovered one case of COVID in Auckland and the whole country went into lockdown. Can you imagine? Just one case of COVID in Auckland and the whole country went under lockdown. I don't know what you would do in South Africa, Republic of South Africa, all right? Or even in Uganda or Zambia or Zimbabwe for that matter. But why they were able to contain COVID-19 is that they used their products that are based on cow's milk derived stem cells. I can mention some of them here. They have got colostems. Princess, go onto your Google and search for these things. Colostem. They also have another wonderful product. It is called Immufor Ultra Boost High Potency. We have it in my country. If you want, you can push an order through Martin will get it into your country outright. Using Immufor Ultra Boost High Potency alone, it is a powerful immune booster. Its immunoglobulin G is 99% you find in human breast colostrum. You give children exclusive breastfeeding because you are harnessing the immunological factors, all right? And so our Immufor Ultra Boost, our colostrum, our lipid lifeline are the products that New Zealanders have used on a population of 4.5 million, and they quelled COVID instantly. We must borrow a leaf from the people who are ahead of us in research. So immune boosters are extremely important in fighting COVID, and we have used them in this country singly or in combination, and we've got wonderful results. By the way, I must mention and thank the government of Uganda and of course the president, because you know at times I got surprised when I see the Excellency, the president, on the television teaching us scientists and researchers and health doctors on scientific matters that we even don't know. He's the first man who told us that COVID-19 is associated with a lot of mucus secretions. But I don't think even doctors and researchers in this country took him serious. Because if we had marked that point, a lot of mucus would have known the consequences that follow that mucus. But I think we ignored his statement, we went our way, and we harvested a few deaths. That shouldn't happen. If you get that thick mucus in a narrow nose, in a narrow respiratory tree, like you get in the Caucasians, they are finished. They are finished because of that. And so please help them. Finally, from immune boosters, we talk about vaccines. And vaccines is usually the most welcome idea in new diseases. It is a new innovation, especially in viral diseases, intracellular viruses. They want to wake up your immune system with a vaccine challenge, hoping that you can fight the infection. But you see, their major constraint is mutation. HIV and AIDS, if I can take you a little back, we had about 90 HIV vaccine candidates. None of them worked. Today, we don't have an effective vaccine. And the reason is we have not concentrated on the mechanism for developing a COVID, rather an HIV vaccine. And I'm suggesting this, that either you kill the entire HIV, or you can use the HIV outer coat and leave the infectious material in the core. And because it is the viral coat of HIV that changes and gives us trouble. So if you can develop a vaccine from the HIV outer coat, or you literally kill the entire HIV, and the methods are there of irradiating HIV. You can even irradiate COVID virus, all right? And develop a vaccine. So I think this is the way to go. Of course, COVID is not as mutagenic as HIV or Ebola. And so we have been able to develop in a relatively short period of time efficacious vaccines. You have seen Pfizer, you have seen AstraZeneca, you have seen the Chinese come up with the Sinopharm and Sinovac vaccines. These are largely used in Asia and Southeast Asia, although I am told Sinovac has an inherent low neutralizing antibody. And I must mention this, that when you are giving a vaccine, remember it is to do one thing, is to go in you and wake up your dormant immune cells to wake up. Now, the immune system is dependent on several factors. One of them is your optimal nutritional state. If a patient does not have a good nutritional state, even if you give him a potent COVID vaccine, chances are this person is not going to protect neutralizing antibodies. We saw in the case of the UK mutant, E484K, they need stronger antibodies to fight this new mutant rather than the original COVID. So somebody who doesn't have the capacity to develop strong neutralizing antibodies, even if you give him the right dose and the right vaccine, chances are you are not going to challenge the immune system to respond. So what advice do I give as a nutritionist? Probably we can have 1 month of pre-immunization exposure to comprehensive, appropriate therapeutic nutrition. And mark my words, I'm talking of therapeutic nutrition. I'm not saying go and eat fruits and vegetables and matoke and Irish and that you're going to derive the right nutrients to build your immune system. It cannot work. In any case, your system is already sick. Probably the brush border of your digestive system is not making the necessary digestive juices. You may not even be able to absorb the nutrients. The small intestine is defective. The large intestine has problems, so you are even going to have colonic concentration. You are going to have the leaky gut syndrome. Toxins are going to leak into your bloodstream. You are going to cause autoimmune disease. Your immune system is going to go deficient. And in the long run, through this cascade of events, you are not going to have a strong immune system that can respond to your vaccine. After all, why I have always wondered, why should we struggle to look for a vaccine in a condition that has already naturally infected us? That is natural immunization. We have got the COVID naturally, and probably that would be the best way to wake up our immune system. Reason why people do not rely on natural infection as a form of natural immunization is because we are not too sure of the optimal state of the individual. Many people would be too sick, many people would die. So it is better probably you come up with an artificial vaccine and you can control these factors. And in connection with that, you are aware that UK has approved a study where they can use about 80 to 90 volunteers, I think between the ages of 18 to 45, to do clinical experimentation with the COVID. I think they once studied this. Well, for ethics, I think I would be hesitant to be part of the participants, all right? However, that is a side way. So to summarize, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't want to waste too much of your time, we can talk too much about COVID, and probably within a month or so, Princess from Zimbabwe asked Martin to get you a copy of the COVID book I have written. It is a 150-page book on COVID, and all these challenges are there. I have talked about COVID giving us a new world order, a new normal. And I've talked about the economic impact. Look at Britain. Recently, they have been able to look at their GDP, 9.9% GDP reduction, the worst in 300 years. Look at the economy of the United States. United States has borrowed close to 7 trillion as stimulus package. I think the most recent is $1.9 trillion that has been approved by the House of Representatives going to Senate, proposed by His Excellency President Biden as a COVID relief to help the unemployed. United States has 25.7 million unemployed largely because of COVID, and of course to inject in the business, small and medium enterprises. I think we should borrow the experience of His Excellency in the United States and do likewise in Africa. Let us help our small enterprises. Let us help fund the people in their household, the unemployed. President Joe Biden is giving them $1,400 US as a kickoff start. I think we can do the same. In South Africa, I think we can borrow the experience here. Annie, you can talk to Martin, we can send you the protocol I have used successfully. I would want to see that robust South Africa economy get back onto the track. Ladies and gentlemen, I can talk about economic crisis. Dr. Gita Gopalan, the IMF economist, at the beginning in January gave us very shocking statistics. The GDP reduction of the developed countries went down by 6.8. Now, if you compare that with the 2008-2009 economic meltdown, which was almost 3%, you can see the global crisis caused by COVID is unquestionable. World Bank, IMF are concerned about the rate of borrowing. They said it is not sustainable. So, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of economic performance, we in the research sector must do all that we can to make sure we eliminate COVID, not today, but yesterday. The effect of COVID on the health sector, on education, on transportation system, on the air industry, it's just unimaginable. We cannot afford to have a new world order, ladies and gentlemen. Let us fight COVID, eliminate it, and go back to our old way of life. Thank you very much for listening. God bless you. In God we trust, I say, for God and my country, Uganda. Thank you.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I can see the love is already flying in the air for Dr. Mugisha. Yeah, I can see reaction. Yeah, a lot of knowledge and information indeed for us. We are now under training of Masters of Medicine and Nutrition, I believe, as well. Soon we will I think soon we'll be glad to be bestowed with that honorary recognition of PhD and the like. So we look forward to a lot of knowledge in regards to health. Our health is very paramount, and remember, health is wealth. So Dr. Mugisha, we are so grateful. Thank you so much for that wonderful talk. Indeed, very, very detailed. Towards the end, perhaps we'll allow 2 questions for Dr. Mugisha, and then we'll proceed. Yeah. Just before we broke off during that interruption, I was actually playing a video. We had some people that intended to share with us, those who have had the challenge of COVID-19 and actually used the products of phytoscience. Like you have heard it, Dr. Mugisha mentioned about a few others from competing companies. Not that they are competing with phytoscience, but they belong to the network marketing model of, delivery, of doing business. And he talked about Ganodama. I know Ganodama as a very powerful mushroom, I think, very nutritious mushroom from the areas of China, basically Asia. So if you know of any company that has such a kind of product, at Phytoscience we don't have it all. We have stem cell, we have the crystal cell, we have the double stem cell, but the Ganodama can also do wonders for such a person who is challenged. Yeah, he talked about immune boosters. Immune boosters are many, and now I'm going to summarize in due course about Phytoscience products. We have the Actio Plus. This is a very powerful immune booster, this one here. This is actually one of those that I sent to the lady in the UK. You'll see her bring it out in the video. The Actio Plus, very powerful immune booster. You can use this as well. We do have the crystal cell, which is the stem cell. Now, this is a different version that helps to stimulate production of new cells to replace those that have been destroyed in your body. That is the crystal cell. It comes in form of sachets that you can actually utilize. You just pour it under the tongue, and it is able to stimulate your own dormant stem cell to get to work and do its purpose. And we also have the double stem cell, which does more or less the same as the crystal cell that you have seen. And yeah, we also have the snowfield. You talked about those that are good for cleansing and detoxification. We have a very powerful detoxifier here, which I'm actually enjoying in my water here.
the snowfield forts. Very good. Now we have another product that I'll be talking about, but we also have those from other companies that we do not have at Phytoscience, and just for the purpose of curbing the COVID-19, like he was talking, he was sharing, there is something called nano water. I think nano water is water that is neutralized, water which has pH I think 7 to 7 point something. So in other words, it's purely alkaline. Nano, so there is some bit of nano. Earlier I was discussing with him, and he reminded me about something called what's it called? A pie cup. I think a pie cup or something like what's it? Alkaline cup. Normally it's called what? Energy cup. Yes, I was looking for that word. Energy cup. There are some companies that have a cup or a flask where you put water. It has some filters, and there are some stones in there which do have some kind of technology, very brilliant technology. I've had a chance to see that in some company. I actually have one for myself. So the water that I take at home, I make sure that it is neutralized. It goes through that cup, and it becomes alkaline. So you can never know where this water is coming from, even if it is packed water, bottled water. You cannot tell whether the pH level is actually what is written on it. Yeah, he talked about herbs. Herbs are basically what we use. There are so many teas out there from different companies. In Phytoscience, we don't have a tea, but I would encourage that in addition to your crystal cell, double stem cell, your Actuoplus and the snowfield, when it comes to taking a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, please do not just buy any tea leaves or anything. Seek somebody that is in such companies that do have tea, and buy from them. Not doing business with them because their business is so cumbersome. You cannot do it. You can't. None of us in Phytoscience can manage. It's so cumbersome. But at least you can enjoy the benefits of their tea. And such companies, Doctor, earlier on, as we discussed, you mentioned, you can unmute. You mentioned a few products from some of those companies. You can just mention. You can just...
Well, dear viewers, there are quite many, but the ones that I know you can use with success and succeed no matter the degree of COVID, including Info Ultra Boost High Potency, that's from New Zealand, along with the Colostem and the Alpha Lipid Lifeline. You can use a wonderful product called 4Life Transfer that comes from California, Los Angeles. You can use a product called Ginseng H2 that comes from Tianjin. I will not mention the company, but I'll tell you the countries.
You can mention the company.
Now these are very powerful immune boosters. Now remember, the problem with COVID is that in the blood you form a particular dangerous protein. It's called D-dimer. D-dimer makes your blood very thick. Now, the moment you have your blood thick, what we call blood viscosity going up, the flow is sluggish. And that's why, as I told you at the beginning, you put a machine on your arm called an oximeter. They do it purposely to monitor the amount of oxygen in your peripheral blood. If you have got less oxygen in your blood, ladies and gentlemen, you know you are in danger. You are at risk of cancer. You are at risk of killing virtually every organ. And it's because the blood flow is sluggish, and it is sluggish because it is thick, and it's thick because COVID is turning out high amounts of D-dimer. And so we must take the right type of water to make sure water is 95%. That's ideally what it should be. Blood should be 95% water so that it flows very easily. Your brain, I told you, should be about 60 to 90%. Because the brain works a lot, you must use water to detoxify. Your lungs must be wet, so that fibrosis caused by COVID is minimal and you allow gas exchange. All your internal organs need 75% water. The crux is with our ordinary water, the water that is like a molecule. Cellular capacity is maximum 30%, and yet you need 100% water. So the technology of nano micronizing the water, you maintain the same physical quality of water, but you change the size, and its intracellular capacity to enter is 100%. So those are the products I want you to use in order to increase blood circulation. Apart from taking water, we have got wonderful products in that country. If I've got a patient with high blood pressure, hypertension, stroke, give that patient a product called ICP, Innovation Cardiotonic Pill. Amazing. If you are the president, the prime minister, cabinet minister, and you are impending stroke, and I want to set you right within probably a day or so, I give you a super tablet called Sika Kinase or a Quinone Kinase Prescande or Micro 2 Cycle. Amazing products available. All you need to do, please get in touch with Martin, and we will be able to send you, of course, with a quotation.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you have heard it. There are so huge terminologies in there. I grasped something like remdesivir. At some point, there is the ICP, innovation, cardiolation pill. I'm being told for life transfer factor. I think that is one company from the USA that has a transfer factor. He earlier talked about something from a company called Tasli. Is it a T or what? Giseng. Yeah, I have seen Giseng in some supermarkets and some other places and pharmacies, but it also happens to be in some of these network marketing companies from the Chinese. Like I said, the business is difficult. Of course, you can't do it there, but you can benefit from their products. So, yes, and something from Auckland. He talked about cow milk-based stem cell or colostrum. Yeah, they are using the cow milk-based stem cell because they don't have the organic stem cell from like we do, readily available, and that's what they have had to use in New Zealand. I think New Zealand, yeah, but since we have the stem cell, we are good to go. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's try to hit this COVID-19 from all corners. Start with the tea that you are going to take. Consider the sanitization. Please don't forget to get some salty water or liquid and apply it somewhere in your nose in case you have any difficulties. That's a very quick, simple technique. Wash regularly. Don't forget your mouth, to rinse your mouth with some form of washing soap. In quotes, washing soap. Yeah, so get bathing soap, not washing, bathing soap. Yes, get that bathing soap, generate the foam and apply it, so in your gums and some places, and then later rinse. And yeah, let's dig deeper. And if you can purchase that book from Dr. Mugisha, we'll be sure to get it to you at some point. In a month's time, he says it will be ready in a month's time, and perhaps you could also be that knowledgeable person in your country to help people. Yeah, so I'll play for you Dr. Mugisha. Thank you so much once again. I'm happy that he came to the Zoom in my office actually here. Thank you for honoring that invitation. Otherwise, we would have met in your very powerful, beautiful office at the other side. Yeah, so I don't take that for granted. And today we are not going to have the full talk of our products. I'll just play this video clip. I think it is about 3 minutes. You see what the lady had to say. When it comes to our compensation plan, I'll leave Edwin Kalunga, our trend ambassador, to share his story in encouraging those who would like to really partner with Phytoscience and be distributors, as well as our trend ambassador to Zimbabwe, Princess. They have made it. I remember the first time I had a chat with Edwin Kalunga in 2017, February, I think. January 2017, he took a decision to join Phytoscience in February 2017. But his first question was, I want to account for my success 20 years down the road, something like that. I could see somebody who was set for long-term business. And 1.5 years down the road, I saw Edwin Kalunga, shipping a wonderful Range Rover Vogue, all the way from the UK. A few months later, I saw Princess also shipping in a Land Rover from the UK, and I was saying, what is happening in the, in that side of the continent? So I'm sure it might spread soon, like the pandemic, to Annie in South Africa and many other trend makers in Namibia and other places. So yeah, in Uganda here we are enjoying. For us, we are people who are very, very excited to, to run into real estate, own a lot of land, do a lot of farming and things like that. So I ran from the farm to be able to get to office and do this presentation with Dr. Mugisha here and a few other guys. And so we look forward to seeing so many of you join us at Phytoscience as promoters, not just users. But if you started as a user and eventually saw the wonders that lie in our products, especially the crystal cell, double stem cell, now with the additional products that Phytoscience has for you, please take it on. No, it wasn't just for you to get better, but perhaps God decided to present it as a miracle through you so that you can attain the confidence to impact other people with the same. So it won't do you any harm to go and tell another person, the next neighbor, the next workmate about the wonders that Phytoscience has for you. Not forgetting that there is always a reward for any activity you commit towards Phytoscience. So we thank you so much, and those people will be taking you on. But before I leave, I just want to play this, like I promised earlier, so that we don't miss out. It's actually on the internet. It can be shared, and yeah, you can tap a lot more from it.
One of my friends, an intuitive and an author, Rebecca.
Okay.
Bades also suggests that you need to not push too hard because you might actually have a secondary relapse. So for those of you that have had corona, please don't push yourself too hard. I am already an active lady. Before I got ill, I was active. So you need to balance. Take time off. Don't hustle hard because when your health goes, your wealth is gone. And that's as simple as that. I take a teaspoon of black seed oil every day. I take vitamin C, 100 milligrams, vitamin D and zinc to boost my immunity. And give me a minute while I bring some of the other things I take. Sorry, I should have brought them before I started the video. So here's some of the other things I take. I take black seed oil, a spoonful every day. Every morning, it's easier for me to take it in the morning because it's an acquired taste. So I take black seed oil every day. I don't know if you can see it. Hang on, let me just... right, so that's black seed oil. Okay, that's black seed oil. And there are various brands, but this is the brand I take. And I'm not selling it, so don't think I'm selling you anything. It's just what I take to rebuild my immunity. I eat a lot of fruits that are just vegetables that are just, I do not mix fruits and vegetables anymore. I used to mix them all up and just blitz. Now I take the vegetables or take the fruits. I don't mix them. I also take this product. It's called Crystal Cell. It is a product that you can only get by connecting with specific people who sell it. It's not in the normal shops. I also take that every morning. It is a snow algae chlorophyll. It's to cleanse your blood and to boost your immunity. And the final product I take every morning is called Actual Plus. Connect with a man called Retire Martin, or Martin Retire Successful. His number is on that resource that's scrolling across the screen. He gifted me these products. He literally gifted them to me when I was down. He said, I'm going to send you something that's going to help boost your immunity and it will help get back your energy. It will help you get back your mojo, and you can take it as it is. And so I take those products. One's called Actual Plus, Snowfield Fort, and Crystal Cell. and you need to connect to Martin. And the number is inside that resource across your screen. And why shouldn't I actually, let me put it on your on below this video so you can actually get it as well. So you can definitely also find it on that resource, his number directly, and you can order for those products for you, for your family, because they help boost your immunity. So they are not for corona and they are not for after corona. They are to boost your immunity so you don't get the corona in the first place, and to help you boost your immunity so that you don't get any other infections that would then open you to corona. Because right now, your body is your best friend. Your body immunity and strength is your best friend against corona. Anything that attacks it, you will definitely find a problem. So I think that is all. I take, what else do I take? Fluid.
So that's the lady. Her name is Julie Kalunji. She's a lawyer based in the UK. She's my great friend. She comes from Uganda. Her family is all in the UK. She's not a member of Phytoscience. It's not that she was promoting Phytoscience. And, we just met. And when I got alerted that she had contracted the virus and she was in too much pain, I decided to courier this to her via DHL straight from Malaysia to the UK. So I was shocked to find a video on my phone where she was mentioning that, because basically it was not about marketing or anything of the sort. That's why she brought in the black seed oil. She had talked about the Panadol and those other things. This is the lady who contracted the virus at the time when about 900 people were losing their lives a day in the UK. That's the time when she was also challenged with the COVID, and the family chose to take care of it from home. You can imagine what that means. No medication, no medical attendant, basically Panadol, good feeding with fruits, fresh fruit, the black seed oil, which I have never seen or used myself, and then in addition, Phytoscience product line. So I encourage everybody to use that. It's always good. And we shall get into the details of our products in the next session on Wednesday next week. Those who will be attending the international Zoom on Saturday and Sunday, you'll get a lot of information. I encourage you not to attend alone, not to come alone for the international Zoom this weekend. Please come with another person. Otherwise, we'll still be feeding you information and will not be helping you grow and get better in terms of the pocket cancer. I'm sure that pocket cancer has spread, and it's also almost becoming a pandemic. But at Phytoscience, actually our sales shot up. We saw our people acquire higher and higher ranks during the pandemic season, when other companies were collapsing, airlines were dropping, getting out of business, 5-star hotels closing. For us at Phytoscience, courtesy of the Zoom that we are utilizing, we see our business getting better and better and better. It is shocking. But that's like in the medical industry, where people are now making money because of the COVID-19. Those who are presenting, doing research like Dr. Mugisha and the like, printing books, the monies are coming through. Yeah, so somebody is going to really share with you, tell you about his story, and that is the trend ambassador. I call him the Zambia King, and this gentleman never had an opportunity to tell his story during their launch because of time. So I'll accord him the whole time that we had for the presentation today, maybe about 15 minutes. He can share together with Princess. You see how you can share those 15 minutes. And maybe you can allow 3 or few or more questions, so that in the next 30 minutes we are done. And Annie, you'll have to pose 2 very important questions. Much as you are saying no to me, I am saying pose 2 very important questions from the last speaker, from the last speaker's speech. And please reward somebody with every winner. You reward every winner with a 50 PSP. Yeah, every
winner with 50 PSP, and I will send that PSP to that Ego TrendMaker's account. That is if they are a member. If they are not a member, you'll give them one double stem cell each. If that will be the country leader wherever they are. If it is a TrendMaker, I'll give them 50 PSP each, the two winners. So that will be from Annie. So make sure you target the very last speaker and generate the questions from his speech, and somebody should win. So otherwise, from us in Uganda, it is now beyond curfew time. I'm still in office. I'm not supposed to be anywhere or seen on the roads, but allow us pass on the hosts of this meeting now to perhaps Princess in Zimbabwe, and then for us, we can get moving to another area. Thank you so much for being available, allocating that precious time of your evening to be with us, to be attending. And please, this is a special request. If you are that TrendMaker and you want to see your business get to another level this year and, succeed, achieve whatever you have always considered priority to you this year, join with us, join hands with us, and let us help you realize that goal, that dream by the end of 2021. We already mentioned to you that each one of us must finish at an extra 2 ranks above your current rank. If you're a diamond, you should finish as this year not as a black diamond but as a blue diamond. If you are a 2-star, you must end as a diamond. If you are a 3-star at phytoscience, you must end at least as a blue diamond, because you have 2 ranks ahead of you. That is the diamond and then the blue diamond. And if you are a blue diamond and as an Ego TrendMaker at phytoscience, you should end this year 2021 at least as a crown diamond. So ladies and gentlemen, let's work together to ensure that we realize that. So do not come back to the Zoom when you are just alone. Make sure, even if you have invited people and they are not able to make it into the Zoom, please try to make sure you invite a few people into your home for an evening tea or evening dinner, and let them attend with you through your screen or through any other form. So that's how you're going to grow. Remain persistent, be consistent on the Zoom. Whether you have somebody attending or not, please be consistent on the Zoom and share with the world. Show them that on a daily basis you don't miss out on the Zoom, and people will be prompted to find out why you are attending Zoom meetings and why you are taking the course you have chosen to take. At the end of the day, they will join you. They'll have no choice but to join you. Yeah. So thank you so much, and remember, we are the TrendMaker. So Princess, you can take on the hostship and allow me to leave office now. Thank you so much.
Okay, Leader Martin, thank you so much for being the host of the night. Allow me to say, given our time, it's already 8 o'clock, Leader Martin. I'm just going to hand over to our Zambia King to share his story, so that we finish early, since we want Annie to ask at least 3 questions. So I'm going to hand over to our Zambia King, since he is the one who officially launched. We are talking of just 2 days ago. So we give him the chance to do so. He shares his story so that we are inspired. And then we hand over to Leader N. As the host, that's my command. Leader Basley, can you take over and share your story with us? Thank you.
Oh, Princess, you have to unmute Edwin, make him a co-host. But in the meantime, I would like to also announce that we have a new product called the Double IQ. I don't know if people can see it well, but we now have this product, the Double IQ. Let me stop sharing in the meantime so people can see it very well. I just received mine.
Leader Martin, sorry, I'm not yet a host, so I can't make Leader. Yeah, kindly make Leader Kalunga the co-host yourself, because you're still the host.
Okay. So we
Thank
have
you.
the double IQ, very good for brain boosting, very good for for the eyes as well. A lot more information will be coming in about this double IQ plus. So I'm sure most of our countries in Africa will have it, say, in the next 2 months or so. But it will be getting to Africa, to the continent. It's already on the continent. I just have a few samples, but you too will have it availed with time. So let me find Kalunga, and then yeah, we see how he can share with us. He has a very wonderful story to tell, and yeah, would like to hear from him. Thank you.
Right. All right. Thank you so much, Leader Martin. We appreciate and celebrate you. Thank you, Dr. Mugisha, for that powerful sharing. You are always expanding our brains every time we listen to you. Thank you so much. We look forward to learning more from you. All right. My full names are Basilai Edwin Kalunga, and Leader Martin's face is staring at me. All right. I think we are now good. Okay, so it's good to be here. Thank you so much, Leader Princess, for the good works you are doing, Leader Eni, and the rest of the leaders, Tanzania, Namibia, Cameroon, and oh, we don't have Cameroon here, but yeah, all the leaders deserve praise. Okay, so in the interest of time, I'll just quickly I'll sum up my story, and we can move to Leader Eni. I'm 3 years into phytoscience, getting into 4 years now. And in this short space of time, this business has changed my life forever. These products we are talking about have changed my life forever. That's why every time I'm talking about the product, you know, every time I'm promoting phytoscience, I promote it with my life because I believe in it. I believe in the product. I believe in the pay plan. I've seen these products help so many lives, help so many families. I've seen this pay plan transform so many entrepreneurs just here in Zambia. A number of my leaders, excuse me, a number of my leaders have plots now. A number of my leaders have built houses. They are building houses, and it's just so encouraging. Okay, so if you are here for the very first time, you are joining us for the first time, my encouragement is that you make an effort to listen to the pay plan and